Awesome. Welcome, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us for this month's update, the progress report happening at Aruna Belize. I like to do these sessions monthly and keep everybody posted on what's going on this property. It is a fantastic opportunity. I think one that a lot of folks will really enjoy if you are new to it. If you are not new to it, well, I think you'll really enjoy the progress that we have been seeing over the last month here. So just as an overview, the Aruna property is located on Ambergris Caye on the west side of the island. We are currently going to be talking about 3 phases here: phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. I wanted to give you a quick overview of the site map so that when we're giving these updates, you have a reference as to the communities that we're talking about. In addition to that, we will be talking about updates to the pier and the common area amenities. If you can follow my cursor, that's going to be in this area. Follow my cursor right over here within phase 1. So this property is located on the west side of Ambergris Caye, West Ambergris Caye, and there is a community boat shuttle that'll go back and forth from point A to point B, as you can see here on the map, for owners, guests, people who want to use the restaurant. And it takes about 5 minutes to get from the heart of the downtown area to the Aruna property. For me, what I really like about this property is that it has that quick access to town, so you can come back and forth really easily with the boat and the boat schedule. You will be able to come back and forth complimentary as part of the community, but then you are also able to drive up to Secret Beach. So if you see where letter H is, that is the coveted Secret Beach area. So you have the beautiful turquoise waters where you can wade out to your hips, enjoy the bars and restaurants and everything up there. But it really is a unique location here on the island. And for those of you who are looking at investment property, we have seen a lot of construction that's been going on the island. And when you're looking for investment property, you want to be looking for property that's unique, something that's different, something that's unlike anything else that's constructed here. And Aruna, I found, really has fit that bill. Really, one of the big reasons is because of the location being close to town, but also being able to drive to Secret Beach in just 15 minutes. There's really not a property like that here on the island at this point. So I do think that it's a huge advantage there. And then for somebody who's looking to relocate or spend significant time here, we have had owners who are choosing this location A for that purpose, because it is outside of that hustle bustle of the downtown area. For those of you who have been to San Pedro before, you probably know that it gets a little busy, a little chaotic in town, golf carts and people walking around, especially this time of year in December when we're in high season. So being able to just cross the lagoon over there really gives you that sort of separation. So a really, really ideal location. So coming back to the master plan over here, this is a canal front community that has Bali, Tulum inspiration. You'll see that in some of the images that we show you today. And it has just that really unique sense to it that, like I mentioned, we really don't feel within other parts of the island. And being the fact that it is a canal front property, for those of you who are thinking about having small boats or perhaps a jet ski, or easy access to the water for paddle boards and kayaks, or just simply because you want to see the water, this is a great spot for this. And because it is a smaller community compared to any other canal front community here, it really has more of that boutique sense to it, where there's just not an overage of construction or building. In total, we do anticipate for there to be about, I'd say, 70 to 80 keys in total. And construction will probably be about another 5 years until this whole property is built out. But we are doing construction in phases, as you can see here: phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, so that as construction is happening, it happens and moves down the canal so that it's not interfering with life there in the beginning of the canal, as you can see on the screen. So with that being said, we are going to jump in and say that we had a really fantastic last 4 weeks here. We had a handful of owners in town. It's always neat to meet the owners. For some folks, they had never been down here to Belize before. Others, they had been down to the project and were checking in on construction. And it was neat to see the smiles and the happy faces and people who are really excited about their home. And so we're excited to be able to deliver homes to owners. For phase 1, we are anticipating having that property be open to guests and visitors within the first quarter of 2024. But for homeowners, if their home is up, they are able to stay there for a little bit and check out the property. So it was really neat to see the owners coming down here. And over the last 4 weeks, the Canal R2 studio has been released for ownership. So this is a great way to get involved in the phase 1 community. I know, depending on people's timelines for ownership, Some people are looking for properties that are already constructed. Others are looking for pre-construction, so they have staged payment schedules. With this property, it is already done. So when the property is open to the public for rentals, you're able to just put the property right into the rental market, which is huge, no waiting. In addition to that, and I'm going to show you pictures for this, but the floor was poured for model P18. Materials have arrived or are arriving for the last 3 homes right over here that are not yet constructed. There were additional finishings to the pier, which look awesome. And then also additional landscaping has been planted. So I mentioned to you the Tulum Bali inspired feel. You do really capture that when you come here to this part of the property. So this is the pier area. When you arrive to the property, you'll arrive by boat in this section over here. A new bar has been installed as well, which is, I don't have a picture of it, but it's behind this area. If you can follow my cursor, something that you'll notice is the bamboo ceilings. I love this touch. I think it really is unique, and a lot of wooden touches that have been added to the common areas here. So with the common area, the goal was to give people a place that they can come together or just relax. There's the pool, which you can kind of see over here, but there's the pool, the restaurant on the second floor, the bar, which is in this space more so over here, and then also that rooftop lounge. For phase 1, this is the home that's currently under construction. The floors were poured, so this is progress since last month. Last month we saw the structure go vertical. Now we're seeing the floors poured, and then from there the walls will go up. In addition to that, additional landscaping has been put in. It's pretty neat to see how they are doing the landscaping and the palm trees and getting those planted there, and to really see them thrive. This is one of the only places on the island. There are a few resorts here, but not many, that have grass. And the grass has really taken in, and it's vibrant and green, and just really a beautiful contrast against the white homes and the white structures that we see here on the property. I mentioned too, the canal-front studio R2. This is available for private ownership. We're going for $239,900. The prices that you'll hear me talk about, just as a quick recap, are only good through the end of this year. If you are interested, do feel free to reach out. We can always get you the updated pricing if it is past 2023. Now, this one I think is a real bargain to be waterfront, to be fully furnished, going for $239,900. And then there's also short-term financing available with the developer for 50%. So a real winner. This is one that you'll start to see money come back sooner rather than later, because of the fact that it is up, constructed, and going to be entering the rental program in the next couple of months. All right, within phase 2, and I do want to also mention, quickly jumping back to this slide, that this overview, this construction progress report, is not meant to be an overview of the entire project and each model and pictures of each model. This is really meant to be an update as to what has been going on. If you would like more comprehensive information about availability, models, pricing, projected performa, then feel free to reach out, info@lunarealtybelize.com, and we can get that over to you. If you're listening on YouTube, there'll be a link below where you can inquire for more information. All right, we're jumping over to phase 2. Phase 2 is sold out. Construction is vertical. It's been really neat to see these homes get constructed and go vertical, but we have seen the floors cast on the tiny homes. In addition to that, you'll start to see the walls that are going up, which I'll mention to you in just a second. Here you can see it. The walls are going up on the Kokora tiny homes. And just another view from the canal over here. And what's really neat about these Kokora tiny homes, it's a loft style. There's about 1,000 square feet of living space between both floors and the outdoor space, but it's a loft style. So your living is happening, your bedroom is upstairs, and then the ground floor there is where you have a full kitchen, living space, an office space, full bathroom, and then also the outdoor veranda, depending on when people were coming in to own. Some have added plunge pools as well. So when you're coming in pre-construction, you have a lot more flexibility with floor plans and really adding the customizations to it. But these that you're seeing in phase 2 are all privately owned at this point. So it would be the future phase where you have availability for ownership. So seeing here, again, more that interior scape of the phase 2 Kokora tiny homes, and all of them do have that canal front view. So all have water view. In addition to that, in phase 2, the 2-bedroom Tula model has a completed foundation. So I know those owners are here in country, patiently waiting for their home to get constructed. So it's neat to see that progress that's been happening. And then phase 2, the 3-bedroom Udara model has the frame up, and floors have started to be cast here. You can kind of see that in the backdrop there. But again, neat to see it all coming together. For phase 3, we are actively selling the pre-construction models. and construction is slated to start Q1 of 2024. As you can see with the construction models happening in phase 2, it's that prefab steel cut construction. So it's a steel frame. And then from there, we are able to assemble it like Legos. And within a couple of months, it's up, and then takes another month or two to get it furnished. And then from there, it is available to occupy. So this was a construction methodology that is going to be in place for phase 2, the remaining of the phase 1 homes, and then also all of phase 3. It's a very durable type of construction, and just a bit faster, I would say, too, than the traditional block construction that we have seen here on the island. So within phase 3, there are multiple models to choose from. And just depending on when somebody is coming into ownership, you'll be able to choose which model you want in which specific location it is. Here's a view from above. So there's a custom 3-bedroom home. We do have a floor plan available. Otherwise, if you're somebody who has some creative juices flowing and you have an idea of what you're looking for in a custom home, we can certainly look at that, and you can put what you want on this site. But this is a prime location here, just simply because of the location and the view line there of the canal, and then also looking out over to the bay. So if you are familiar with Ambergris Caye, what you're looking out over here is the bridge area of San Pedro town, and then the northern part of town. So this is the Watermark Hotel. This area over here is Mara Laguna, and then Crocs Bar is the Sunset Sports Bar is located right over here. And then to the right-hand side is where that heart of downtown is. So when we were looking at the map, you see it's a quick access to go back and forth between town via the community shuttle that is available for owners and guests. And what you'll see in the phase 1 homes on the right-hand side, R2 I mentioned to you is available. That's this home right over here, is that overhanging deck that overhangs the canal, which is a really fun feature that I really haven't seen in any other properties before. So it just gives it that unique feel to it. But if you're a fisherman or fisherwoman, Carl, I know when you were here, he and Mike were just fishing right off of their deck. I think it was what fish was it that you said that you guys caught? I don't remember what it was. Grunt, I think it was, that they caught right there from the deck. But there's a lot of marine life happening there within that canal. And something else that I appreciate that the developers have been focusing on is replanting the mangroves. And so that's neat because it attracts a lot of marine life as well. Mangroves are awesome also for stability of the land there. And then also it's a common area for breeding for marine life and many different types of fish. So you can see here on the left-hand side, the general locations. This is not drawn to scale, but just based on what you'd be looking for, whether it's a 2 or 3 bedroom, or perhaps you would be looking at a studio or tiny home. That is all available within this 3rd phase right over here. Price is valid till the end of 2023. I know we're doing this really just within the last couple of days of 2023. So do reach out. We can get you the current pricing, or if you have seen this webinar, just mention it and maybe we can see what we can do for you. But you can see that pricing here, I think is quite affordable for single standing structures at $250 up to about $570. And something I do want to mention about these homes and about the property generally is we do have public electricity on site here. That's huge because I know a lot of times when people think West Ambergris, they think totally off grid. But here we do have public electricity, and these 4 home models as well do have a solar system, a basic solar package that comes with the home. So you're connected to the grid during the evening. During the day, you'll be utilizing your solar package. If you want to upgrade and have it be fully off grid, you can certainly have that sort of system should you choose. And then the water here will be reverse osmosis per single structure. And then for the community, there is a well, and then also a water catchment system. So just some highlights and fun things to point out. And then once you get to the 2 and the 3 bedroom homes, the plunge pool, you can see there the lap pool that comes standard. But within the smaller tiny homes, you're able to add a plunge pool should you decide that you want to have that. Like you can see there in the Itzamana, that's not included, but you can certainly add a plunge pool should you decide that you want to. And then this is an example of a custom home that can be there on that E1, that really prime location that I was mentioning within site. However, of course, you are able to customize it to be a little bit more of what you're wanting or what you're thinking of. But I think that this is a neat location for somebody who just wants prime views and has their own vision in mind. And then also for somebody who's thinking a little bit more budget consciously, there are studios and 1 bedrooms within the eightplex. So it's a 2-story eightplex, so 4 units on the first floor, 4 units on the second floor, connecting doors between the units. So it can technically be a 2-bedroom, but at nearly 650 square feet, I think these are a real bargain at about 190,000. That does include the furniture there on the first floor. Second floor, you're up to a little bit more, about 200,000. But again, also, like we talked about, financing for the developer through the developer is possible. And if you're looking for something a little bit more of a true 1-bedroom, there is the kosher model within the eightplex, starting at about 261. And again, developer financing is available. So if you're interested in learning more, we highly recommend that you reach out. Of course, depends on availability, and what's constructed will depend on what you're able to see, but we'd love to do a virtual tour with you. I've just seen a ton of progress happening within this project in the last year. And at the end of the day, I think that when you're coming in pre-construction or coming in middle of construction, it is important to see that progress and to see that the developer is continuing to push forward and get the project done. So personally, I'm very bullish on this project. I think that it will do quite well for investors and just really be a relaxing spot for people who are looking to live here on the island more full time. So my name is Rachel Jensen. I'm the broker owner of Luna Realty Belize on Ambergris Caye. We do typically keep these fairly short. We're about 17 minutes here, but I just wanted to give folks an update. And I see David did just ask a question about the eightplexes. So I'm going to just go back for a moment here. So what I would recommend, David, is reach out, and I have the floor plan for it, but the eightplex has 4 units on the first floor, 4 units on the second floor, and then 2 of each model type on each floor. So 2 studio models and then 2 of the 1-bedroom models. And then all of the 1-bedrooms overlook the canal, and then all of the studio models overlook the gardenscape. So you can see they're quite reasonably priced. I would say this is really geared more towards somebody who's looking to put their unit into a rental program. However, I know there are many people who don't need tons of space to live. So this could be a very affordable option as well to get into real estate here. All right, everyone. I wanted to thank you for your time. Thank you so much for joining us today. Awesome, David. I'm glad that you got it. And I hope you're having a lovely holiday season with family and loved ones. And we look forward to seeing you here in Belize. Bye, everyone. Thanks.